Yeah, you know what it is. Welcome to the best coast. Yo, it's Bronze Age nerd with that collecting elite. Big B McFly, steady bringing the vintage heat. Pull up a seat, we diving in the stacks. Silver to the bronze, got the knowledge on tap. From Kirby's Kings to the mutants, wow. We breaking it down in that laid-back style. So grab your snacks, let the panels unfold. This is comic book chillin' with the stories we told. Comic book vibes, we flipping them pages. Legends and lore from all the ages. Golden to the modern, we talk that news. With Big B McFly and the nerd cut loose. Yo, you tune into that Bronze Age flow. Where comics live and legends grow. Big B McFly in the cut, let's fly. Best coast, baby, comics are what saved me. Big B, yeah. Baby, comics are what saved me.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Best Coast Comics. I'm one of your hosts, Christopher, a.k.a. the Bronze Age Nerd, and I'm joined, as always, by my faithful co-host,
the Headless Horseman. No, wait.
I love it.
That was the character I was reading about. Big B McFly, the comic guy.
I was like, if you went with like a disembodied head, I'd be like, all right. It's the one thing you have is a head right now.
Sometimes I feel like my head's missing.
What were you reading the Headless Horseman, like a comic book, or what were you reading?
There was a Golden Age book that I had sent to one of our guys. One of Jay's buddies. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay.
But yeah. So I think I found another copy, and so I was looking at it the other day.
Nice.
I got to read some of that new stuff too. Some of the new hotness. I've got some feedback on some of that now.
Are we going to open it straight up to some reviews here? Is that what we're going to do?
Well, I got to read. They're not even. I mean, what is that one? So I got to read Dork.
That's pretty big. Yep.
Yeah. And that's out. But the other one I got to read was the Nectar. That one that's supposed to be coming out this week.
Yeah.
I got to read it on Saturday. Travis had a copy. So yeah, it was
Fast
actually
forward on the inside.
Pretty good horror stuff. It was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll help fuel the hype.
That's right. Everybody comes here for the hype, and we are hyping up the book. Buy 500 copies at your local comic book store, or else no one's gonna like you ever. That's how it works, right?
Right. No, it is. If you like horror stuff and like beautiful artwork, I mean, just really beautiful artwork. It's horrific butterflies.
Right on, man. Sounds trippy. Well, I'm going to say hello to the chat here in a second. Before I do that, I do just want to take a second to first of all, we're streaming on multiple different channels. We're streaming on Big B McFly's channel. We're streaming on my channel, on Bronze Age Nerd, as you may remember from the top of the show. And we're also streaming over on the EXP. And I wanted to give a shout out to the EXP. So the EXP, if you're not familiar, it's I like to call it a network, a YouTube network of different shows that you can see with a lot of different comic book programming, claim sale shows. They have news and industry stuff, interviews, original art for sale, all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things they did on Saturday that I thought was pretty cool was there's a member of that community who wanted to remain anonymous, who needed some help. And so Kyle from the EXP went on a 3-hour live stream on Saturday and sold off a bunch of his personal collection of stuff to raise money. So he hit the target goal, which is awesome. I was part of the chat there. I couldn't really be on the stream. I was invited, but I couldn't be live. I just had too much stuff going on in the background here in real life, but I was able to watch most of the show. And it was a great show. We had Blake from Blake Buzz on there. Matthias would join in every once in a while from over there on the EXP. We're able to raise the money for the community members. That's one of the awesome things they do over there, and I wanted to shout them out for that. They deserve some props for that. I picked up some cool stuff that whenever Kyle sends it out, I'm sure I'll be able to show it off here. And then on top of that,
cool stuff.
Yes, I did get some really cool stuff.
Just some random stuff. You picked up some cool stuff.
Got a few art pages, got some comic books, and I can't wait to show those off. I definitely will, to give him another shout out. But also, once he hit that goal that the person needed for their housing needs that they're raising money for, All the money after that got split between a couple different charities. So one of them is Bink, which tries to help comic industry people who have monetary needs for their living situation, like people that work at comic shops, that kind of stuff. And then the other one, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it right now. It was the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund.
It was like CBLDF, right?
Yeah. I wanted to say like Hero Initiative or something like that, but no, it was the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, which is a great cause as well. And so shout out to Kyle. I think I want to say, I'm sorry if I get the numbers wrong, but I'm pretty sure he said at the end of the stream that he would be able to donate $650 to each of those places. Plus we raised the money for the person who needed it from the EXP community. So shout out to everybody who was part of that. Appreciate that. And thanks for doing that. That's one of the reasons that we're hooked up with them, because they do good things like that for people.
Yeah. Good work, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say hello to everybody in chat who was nice enough to join us here on the Best Coast Comics. It's pretty late for some of these people. Yeah, GT Comic coming in well before the show started, so we do appreciate that. Thank you for that GT Comic. Hopefully you'll get to join us live, but hopefully you're watching on the rewind. That's what we always love to see. I have Preston coming in he's going to do a rewind rewatch, but he's here for the silver medal. Congratulations, Preston. It's a little late for the Olympics, but you still get that silver medal from us, and we do love that. Richard, you have the bronze medal, sir. Congratulations. Can't think of somebody who deserves it more. That's just amazing. Thank you for being here. And then also we have
West Coast, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have Shigeyuki Kikita 4637. I don't know why I put the number on there. We've always been wondering about that the last couple months now. But the hosts with the most are from the Best Coast. I love your rhymes that you come up with for us. All those amazing things. We really appreciate that. And then Richard is back on the Best Coast for a week. So that's awesome.
Thanks.
Hey, what's up, Kenneth?
Thank you for picking up some books from me from the claim sale.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, shout out to everybody who watched the claim sale. Several of you reached out after the fact and picked up some things, which is awesome, and we appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and point out that one of our members was kind enough to, they only got one small book for me, and it was great. Thanks for doing that. But they also gave some money on top of that we can add to the Heroes for Heroes fund. So we are going to do that claim sale.
Like 10 times what they gave you for the book, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate that. Awesome donation. Also shout out to Art of Victor Medina, who's in the chat.
Hey, Victor. Hey, and speaking of Art of Victor Medina, he's one of the guys that's in our Sunday
nice
art stream.
Right.
And we should talk real quick about where you can post your art, because I'm sure Victor can post some stuff in there if you'd like.
Yeah, let me copy down the link for that, and I'll post that in the chat here in a second. But just quick shout out, love your Ghostwriter avatar there, buddy.
Which he probably
why don't you mention that? Why don't you do the spiel on that this time? Let's hear it.
So we have our chat room, which is on what's the name of the site?
Discord,
our Discord chat, where you can find chat about just about everything comics related, anything you can think of under the sun. And we also have an art room in there where people can post their original art. You can see all the art that we posted for the show. And we just appreciate everybody showing, whether you're a professional or you're just starting out. We want to encourage everybody that wants to do art we want to be a positive place for people to show their stuff and get some feedback. And we want to give people praise for attempting to do what they want to do.
Absolutely. And we'll show all that community artwork off at the end of the show. It's the last segment of our show. So you have some time if you want to go in there and check out the artwork. You can use that link I just pasted into the chat to go check it out. It's a totally free place to go join. There's no fee or anything weird like that. We don't send you a bunch of. It's just a Discord server. If you're not familiar with those, they're basically a chat room.
It's just a chat room where you can hang out with like-minded folks.
Yes, and you got plenty of time to go check that out. All the community artwork that we've pretty much ever shown, I think, on the show, except for the first few months or something like that, I think is in there. So yeah, pretty awesome. Hey, Super Lady Gamer, congratulations to you. That's an accomplishment. So when you did that, did it pop up with achievement unlocked? Was it like 20 gamer score? Like just like a 5 gamer score kind of achievement there. But that's impressive. I mean, that's just insane. Congratulations.
Upwards and onwards.
Yep. So yeah, just basically a lot of great stuff going on. I do want to take one last chance to plug this Saturday. There will be an appearance by me at a Comic-Con. I'm a guest at Emerald City Comic-Con. I'm on a panel with some amazing folks. Joel the Geek's going to be on there. We also have Comic Tom 101, DJ Kirkland, and then we had I'm sorry, I forgot your name already. We had to change a guest because somebody couldn't make it. But we will have a panel on how to start collecting comics. It's going to be at 11 a.m. at Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle, Washington on Saturday. And it'll be in room, I believe, 346. So come on down. It's in the Summit building, I believe, because there's 2 buildings that you have to go to for Emerald City Comic Con. So come check that out. And we'd love to see you.
Speaking of, I'm supposed to give you James's phone number so you guys can hang out.
Oh, nice. Right on. Yeah. After the panel, I'll be, and I think pretty much everybody agreed to kind of hang out kind of out in front for anybody who wants to talk. I guess panels are kind of straight back to back there. So we can't like hang out in the room at all afterwards. So we're going to exit the room and then we'll say hi to anybody who wants to say hello or anything like that.
It'll be a little chaotic.
Yeah. That will be very chaotic. I'm looking forward to it though. Yeah, it should be a good time. And let's see, we got to get our outfits changed real fast, right?
That's right.
So let us change into our news clothes. I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, and we changed back because let's face it, those ties, they're pretty stuffy. We don't love to be in ties for too long.
I think I even shaved my beard a little bit.
There you go. Boy, there's a lot of stuff that happened this week. They're all kind of like all over the place as far as importance to the world of comic books and things that we're interested in. But I will start off with kind of a downer. Unfortunately, you know, I hate to, it seems like every week now. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Potato Daddy? We are unfortunately forced to talk about somebody passing away. And this week is no different. Jacopo, I'm going to say Kamani. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Who has been kind of an up and coming artist over the last few years, passed away at age 48 after complications during a heart surgery. He's done some great covers over at Marvel. I think there was, did they not? This article didn't have any pictures. Oh, here's some. Why did that load so weird? That Scarlet Witch cover, for example, right there is one he did.
Pretty young for, yeah.
It's really sad. I mean, he's young, you know, talented artist who kind of just, I think it was I'm trying to see, it was like 2017, 2018 when he kind of started basically breaking out, it looks like. So hasn't been you know, a terribly long career, but
his feet in the game too long.
Yeah. Yep. Also, you know, just another tragedy, unfortunately. So rest in peace. We wish we had been able had a chance to see more of your work. Unfortunately, we didn't.
You know, it's kind of weird though. Like when an artist passes away, like that's producing, a lot of times we'll still see a few pieces come out from them that they had done that were in the pipeline. So maybe we'll see some things still come out from him.
Yeah, hopefully we can only hope that that's true. So there's a million articles about this. Everybody knows about this. I mean, I could go find one just to throw up on the screen, but whatever. So it's worth mentioning because it's going to affect a lot of things, including comic books. So DC Comics parent company has a new owner.
Oh yeah,
or at least I think it's not technically gone through yet, but a new bid for a controlling stake in the company. So yeah, Paramount Networks. Yeah, exactly. Paramount is most likely going to end up owning Warner Brothers, which obviously owns DC Comics. So that's a thing that happened. I don't, you know, what I'll say about this, and then I want to get your opinion, Big B, is I wasn't really going to be happy no matter who acquired Warner Brothers, because I don't like to see giant companies that own lots of properties merge. I want to see smaller, you know, not smaller necessarily, but I want to see more companies competing with each other and not a couple media companies owning everything, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I could see that. I was excited to see Netflix get them because they had more money for operating expenses, where this deal they have to leverage quite a bit to acquire. So it's going to be difficult for them to be as productive. But
yeah,
someone said to me today, they said, well, maybe it goes to Paramount for a couple of years and then they fail and it all goes to Netflix.
Well, I mean, there's I've seen a lot of, people don't know, and there's people that claim to know. There's been a lot of talk. I mean, I've seen people speculate that it's possible that Warner Brothers could try to sell off DC, for example, as one of their. I don't personally. I figure if you're going to spend that much money to buy a company like that, and you're going to try to gather the capital to do it, you're probably going to want it. But you never know. I will say I also saw a lot of speculation that some of the creatives that are under DC's umbrella may wish to leave, including James Gunn, is kind of a popular speculation amongst a lot of people.
A shop owner I was talking to today said he had heard rumor of Jim Lee is talking about leaving.
Yeah, and that would not surprise me either. That was the other one I was going to kind of wonder about out loud, essentially. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to pretend like I have some kind of inside scoop.
Doom and gloom.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who are doing that, for clicks or whatever.
It's falling.
But, we'll see. So far, as it is right now, I don't think pretty much anything's changed. Hey, what's up, Collector P? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Loved your post the other day, by the way, about your print you picked up, the David Mack print. That was cool.
That was great.
Yeah.
Timely too, because we got that Daredevil coming up here pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly. Coming out real soon. Also, yeah, gosh, boy, just media things in general. Talk about Netflix. Been watching One Piece season 1 again with my daughter, the live action One Piece.
I started watching that. I saw that in the feed there, so I started watching a little bit of that.
I think about a week from now, you got season 2 coming out, so I'm excited for that.
Right.
And
I
then
watching Monarch, the new Monarch.
Yep, new Monarch season is it was came back with a bang.
I think they listened and we're getting a lot more monsters.
Yeah,
at least that episode was like monster. I was like, great, I love it.
Definitely, even from the previews, you could tell that there was going to be quite a bit of that. Shigeyuki says, with these media companies owning publishing houses, would you rather see them put time and money into movies and TV or printed material if you had to pick one? What do you think, baby?
Man,
it's a great question, by the way.
I don't want to see either one go away. That's
right.
Well,
I'm going to interpret that question as, which one would you rather see them invest more into? Like they can focus on what they'll still do both, but they can focus on.
I think that the printed media is going to be an afterthought. To be honest with you, when a media company like that acquires, they usually don't. They're not thinking about. They think of that as like vestigial thing we have to still do, kind of to.
Yeah. I agree. That's going to turn out.
Commit some more money to the printed material and the talent and doing that and creative teams to create more stuff that will eventually be turned into movies and TV. But I don't want to see either one go away. I felt like DC is just starting to get their feet under them, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's so I think it's a fascinating question. I agree with your assessment. That's going to be the focus. But if I had to pick one that I get to choose to be the focus, I would choose the printed material because, in my opinion, if you are a media company like that, you could say that there was a superhero fatigue in movies and TV, or a comic book adaptation fatigue. And maybe I'd even agree with you to a certain extent. But I will say that it's kind of become a self-serving prophecy because people have heard that enough that I feel like it's almost kind of become true, which is unfortunate. And I will say that there's been kind of a flagging quality in some properties that are kind of getting longer in the tooth, like the MCU, for example, has had some ups and some downs, and more downs recently than ups, probably. It's fair to say. Well, maybe that'll change with Doomsday and everything coming. And I think some of the other stuff's been solid and kind of overlooked that's come out recently. All that said, if you put more effort into the printed material, now I understand it's not an instant win proposition, but I've seen a lot of comic book industry, not even insiders, that's not the correct term, industry professionals have been saying that comic books are doing pretty well right now, and they're actually in a better spot now than they were kind of, I'd say, since the height of the pandemic, is kind of the general feeling I'm getting from these people, these leaders of the companies and prominent creators of those companies.
Not that I'm all about the FOMO and stuff, but when was the last time we saw the kind of excitement that's going on right now?
Yeah,
it's been a while, right?
Right.
And then, like the shop owner I was talking to today, he's talking about DC's made Marvel their punching bag lately with all the absolute stuff and everything. He's like, man, DC is just, he's like, I hope it doesn't change anything, because DC is really starting to fire on all cylinders. He's like, I hope that is kind of the rising tide floats all boats kind of thing, where it's going to make Marvel want to do even better. But yeah, he's like, it's refreshing to see that kind of success going on for them, since they've been on the short end of the stick for a long time.
Absolutely. Furthermore, if a company does take that approach, you're taking the long game, because eventually, like Bigby said, those properties will eventually turn into things that will become TVs and movies in a more organic fashion. Remember, it was a very different time, so this is going to feel strange to say, but I remember things like Watchmen and Sin City coming out, and sort of like capturing people's imaginations, because they weren't familiar with those things. They didn't know what Sin City was. They didn't know what Watchmen was. And maybe they weren't the biggest like financial successes of all time for movies, but I know for sure that they did bring people into comic book stores and kind of make me go, what is this?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like a lot of that, like, yeah, I mean, even like some of the Vertigo-ish stuff, like, V for Vendetta and all that kind of stuff too, which eventually becomes a movie and that kind of stuff. It's like, So I'm sure we're going to see the absolute stuff. If not, DC is great with the animated stuff, right? So we'll probably see the animated. We'll probably see the absolute stuff in animated before we see it anywhere else.
I mean, you're historically you're right, but that's kind of actually not been the animated stuff, except for the like Creature Commandos and the Harley Quinn cartoon, like they've kind of they've taken their foot off the gas when it comes to that stuff for the most part.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of the adaptations from like the DCEU, I mean, there still are a couple kind of trickling out, but I feel like it's not at the same pace that it was before.
Right, they were coming out crazy pace for a while there.
They were doing multiple.
Almost all of them are amazing.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I think it's a great question, Shigeyuki. I'm glad you asked.
Awesome question. That's it's like, where do you put? I kind of sidestepped the question and said I put half the eggs in one basket and half in the other, but I put a little more in the printed material basket, I guess.
Gotcha. I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next news story here, because we do have a few more. I want to make sure we get to all the major news this week.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, definitely. There's a leading the charge element here, but this is really cool. I thought this was awesome. This comes to us from ICV2. By the way, this is from Bridget Alverson over there. ComicsPRO news, and I wanted to make sure we could discuss some of the ComicsPRO news. Boom is starting to making all A covers returnable. We'll get into that in a second. And they're going to bring out some thank you variants, which are awesome. And they've also got new series coming out for Power Rangers, Gem and the Holograms, and My Little Pony, which is pretty cool. So the big bullet part of this news, and I'm really going to let Bigby here talk in a second, because I know he dealt with this back in the day when he was owner of comic book shops and was the man in charge. But returnability is kind of an interesting thing that's more or less gone away in a lot of ways. Not entirely, but it's definitely subsided. But they're going to start allowing, I think it starts with something that's Killing Children 46, which is when the thank you variants return as well. That all cover A's for all of their comic books are going to be returnable. That's really cool. Do you want to talk a little bit about returnability, Bigby, and kind of educate people on what that is?
Yeah, so back in the day, so hopefully we don't see a repeat of this. Back in the day, the newsstands, they used to get the books shipped to them, and whatever you didn't sell, you could tear the covers off and send them back, or tear a portion of the cover off. Sometimes just the masthead of the book with the issue number. That's why you would see those books a lot of times that have just the title of the book missing with the issue number missing, because they would just cut those off and send them back. But people were started to abuse that system. They would tear those off and then sell those books for half price or whatever, and that kind of deal. And then at some point they said this shipping stuff back is costing too much, so they went to an honor system of like, well, these didn't sell. How many didn't you sell? destroy the rest, and we'll refund you. And so that led to a lot of like super popular, well-selling titles getting canceled, or almost getting canceled on some of them. So like the Green Lantern, Green Arrow series, the Neil Adams stuff, that a lot of that was fraudulently said didn't sell well, and that's what led to that not continuing for a long time. As well as I think they said Conan #1 was another one that was abused that way, and some other ones. So people just So hopefully we don't see an abuse of that system. Now they did roll some of that stuff out in the 90s. I remember unfortunately tearing the covers off of Invincible #1 and Walking Dead #1 and sending them back because they were fully returnable.
And as a comic shop who's, you're trying to hit your margins, comics that don't sell are one of the biggest sinks of money, right? Like,
you end up with we call it back issue creep. You'll start ending up with whatever doesn't sell goes to the back issues, and all that unsold inventory is it's a sunk cost to you. Like and that's where all your profit is, right? Like if you don't have your ordering just nailed down right, your profit margins, all that profit goes into the stuff that's going into your back issue bins. So I am concerned for them. I'm waiting for you to read the rest of the story, because with today's market the way it is, with ratio variants and incentive covers, what's to stop people from ordering 100 copies to get that 1 in 100 and then sending all the 8 covers back, right?
It's a good point. Well, in fact, let's go. Hey, what's up, Eddie? How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Eddie. Hey, that's the headless horseman guy.
There you go. Yeah. So going back to, like Bigby was alluding to, we're going to go back here. Josh Hayes, VP Consumer Sales and Marketing from Boom, is talking about bringing those back, starting with Something is Killing the Children 46, and all cover A is returnable. Quote, "We've always had a really aggressive returnability program," he said. "We're actually going to make it bigger. We're going to do every single cover A on every single book. In addition, Boom will spend more on direct-to-consumer marketing than it has in the last 2 years combined." Hey, what's up, Mr. Nope? Welcome to the show.
Hey guys. Good to see you both.
So really, in terms of whether or not they're going to do limits for ratios and stuff like that, I did not catch anything else in this article that mentioned that. It's a great point.
Yeah,
I imagine they thought of it.
I think, like, right off the top of my head, I was like, "How can this be abused?" Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's a really good. That's the kind of insight that I was glad you're able to bring to the table, because that's an excellent point. Hey, Metal Elf, how you doing?
Hey, brother.
Deputy publisher Bryce Carlson also had some news, and this kind of goes to the Mighty Morphin aspect of this article. There's going to be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is going to be an ongoing monthly that will kick off with issue 0 on Comics Giveaway Day, which is a new Penguin Random House initiative that kind of replaces Free Comic Book Day, I guess, or augments it, or however you want to phrase that. There's also going to be Power Rangers Unlimited, another ongoing series that has characters from throughout the 30-year history of Power Rangers.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they describe it as taking the box of toys and dumping them on the table to have some fun with. I think that's kind of neat. And then there's going to be a solo series for the Green Ranger, Tommy. It's in an alternate future where he's the last Power Ranger, so a little less Ronin-ish kind of there. I'm going to say that's cool. Fair to say. And all 3 are coming this summer in 2026, so you don't have to wait too long for them either, which is really cool. So they had the license back in 2015. I think they've been doing pretty well with it. Obviously, they launched 3 new titles. They must be excited about it. They also mentioned that they're going to be doing some work with the recently acquired Hasbro licenses, including Gem and the Holograms. They've got a limited series that will conclude the cartoon storyline, and they're working hand in hand with show creator Christy Marks. And they are also working on a My Little Pony monthly series that is coming as well. And Boom is going to publish backlist titles for both series in a compact comics format. That is all good news, by the way, right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of young, we're talking about getting people into comic books earlier with the DC news and all that stuff. Ways you can do that. Here's a way you can do it. Get some comic books that are marketed towards kids in the hands of kids. And fun for everybody who loves those properties, right? So it's really neat. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't address your point. I'm curious to see more about that as we kind of learn more about how they're gonna do this. Yeah, I think Green Ranger was a lot of people's favorites. It sounds like from what I've been able to see.
And Mr. Badiana has a
Mr. Buddy nah. I can never say that the way he does. But, you're buddy to me, buddy. That's why.
Mr. Buddy.
I never say it. I just see your name. I see buddy. And he points out, this is true. The Berserker comic did that. They'd get 1 in 1,000 signed by Keanu Reeves, and then they were able to return. I don't know if it was complete credit back. Maybe it was, but they definitely were able to return all the extra issues. Which, hey, that was Boom. So there you go. They like to talk about. They've always had a good returnability on their books compared to a lot of other modern companies. Anyway,
I wonder what they did with the. I mean, they must have done something with the extras. But, they're worth money now.
Well, but I bet you part of the reason they're worth money is because even though they sold a bajillion of those, a lot of them got sent back.
Right.
So there. I mean, there still is a ton out there, I bet, but there's not anywhere near as much as there was at one point.
I wonder if they give them away at shows or something, or
right.
Promotional type of thing.
I don't know. I don't know if they did that because I feel like Berserker disappeared for a while there, and then it kind of came back when they did the second iteration or whatever, the second part of the Kickstarter.
Yeah, Keanu was at Terrificon when I was there signing.
Yeah,
they had a signing. You had to be a bunch of our friends got up, but you had to get up at 6 a.m. to get in line and get a ticket. And...
Crazy people that did that. I wish I was one of them. He's a cool dude, it seems like. Moving on to our next story. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Get that theme song playing in your heads. G.I. Joe is back with a fury. We kind of knew this was coming in some form. Did not know it was going to end up looking like this. I think I kind of squished that page a little bit. Let's get that a little bit more in the proper ratio there. So this is from Deadline reporting, Anthony D'Alessandro. We have not one, but 2 Joe movies that are in early production. This is insane. So I remember when I first saw this article, I was like, what's Danny McBride doing here? I thought, is Danny McBride going to play
fan that we didn't know about? Closet Joe fan?
Cobra Commander and the new G.I. Joe? What's going on here? Turns out he's actually writing a treatment for a G.I. Joe movie that's in early development. And Chronicle and American Ultra writer Max Landis, who is an interesting choice, is currently already writing a treatment. I guess Danny McBride's treatment it sounded more like it was a pitch that he's now going to start writing as a treatment.
Okay.
There was some speculation in this article, which I'm not going to pull up the other article, but I have seen since then that the spinoff that came from Transformers Rise of the Beast post-credit scene is now officially dead in the water. It's not like it's never going to be made or something like that, but there's no production being focused on for that because they're working on these other 2 projects. So most likely neither of these projects is a Transformers crossover unless they, tease it in the credits or something on that too.
Got it.
That's what it sounds like anyway. Obviously it's still early days. There's some stuff here with the production, a producer being shared with the Transformers. So Danny McBride, I think people are pretty familiar with him as an actor. He also has been, instrumental in some of his latest stuff like The Righteous Gemstones on HBO. But Max Landis, if you're not familiar, he's the son of John Landis, But he also essentially was, blackballed. You could say Me Too'd or whatever. He basically was accused of sexual abuse by a bunch of women and was dropped by his agents and stuff like that back in like between 2017 and 2019 is when it all kind of went down. So that's kind of an interesting little thing. Any article you pull up about this anywhere mentions that. And so it's obviously something that people are concerned about. I have not went back and looked and seen if he, was acquitted of any of those accusations or anything like that. But it is interesting.
That is interesting.
Then again, if it's a good enough pitch, I don't, at the end of the day, I think that's probably what matters the most is that because G.I. Joe has been frustrating for live action adaptation. And I think it requires a deft hand. I hope, Robert Kirkman has had really good experience so far in adapting his properties to not just live action, obviously, but animation as well. You know, Walking Dead, The Boys, Invincible. It's a pretty successful list there. I really hope, I don't know, because Skybound's obviously involved. I don't know what level Robert Kirkman is calling the shots on this, but I really hope that he kind of uses that same deft hand here because G.I. Joe, almost more than the X-Men, because the X-Men at least have had big screen success before. I hope G.I. Joe can pull it off.
Yeah. No,
it's good.
Yeah. I mean, but the projects that you mentioned that he did, I enjoyed both those.
Yes, I did too. I mean, I know he did other stuff because he signed a 3-picture deal like when he first got picked up. I'm actually going to just real quick and look on IMDb and see what else he was part of because I know there was some other stuff too. There had to be another one because it was American Ultra.
I love that line in American Ultra where he's like, "I'm the tree." It's such a great line.
Chronicle, and then what would have been the third one? It's kind of hard to suss out all the TV stuff here. Oh, there was that Victor Frankenstein movie. Maybe that was it. Oh, Bright. Yeah, Bright on Netflix. Okay, that wasn't so good actually.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't bad for Netflix.
Terrible.
But it wasn't. It's not something I'm ever going to go back and watch again.
It was it was a weird mashup. I mean, it was, but it was interesting. I thought.
You know what? Here's an underrated gem that he was part of, and I'll actually share this real fast, just because I don't think people know about this movie, and maybe I'm wrong on it, but I think it was pretty good. He apparently wrote this other movie that came out in 2020 called Shadow in the Cloud, which was really good actually. Chloe Grace Moretz in the lead role. She's kind of like this spy who ends up on a B-17 taken off for a mission like right before it's supposed to happen, and she's like coming in like, basically hot, coming in like, I got to get on this plane, and she's some British spy that ends up in the ball gunner's position on the bottom of the B-17. And I'll kind of half spoil it for people, not like real spoil it. But basically in the trailers, you would know this is what happens. There's basically like a gremlin on the plane, like a real, and it sounds not like the movie Gremlins, like we didn't have a feeding after midnight situation, more like the traditional aviation, there's something on the wing, that kind of thing. Right.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. It was worth watching. So, hey, guess what? I guess I enjoyed more of his movies than I thought.
That was one of the horror magazine when I did a comic in it was a story about a B-17 taken over by gremlins.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go. Maybe it was related.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. Possibly. So, anyways, getting back to G.I. Joe here, and Mr. Nope. Yeah, I sorry if it made it sound like I was hating on Bright. I'm just saying it wasn't as good as Chronicle or American Ultra. Let's put it that way. That's how I'm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason it was a made-for-TV movie or made-for-Netflix movie.
I think that was kind of maybe part of that too was kind of in my head at least. It feels like the start of when Netflix movies weren't as good as they like. You kind of they started to set a certain bar for themselves. I'll put it that way. This G.I. Joe stuff, I'm obviously excited. I know you're a big G.I. Joe fan. I know a lot of our viewers are G.I. Joe fans. Is there anything you want to see? I mean, with 2 movies, that's also weird. like two different projects apparently. Like I don't know if one's going to focus on a character and one's going to focus on the team. You know, there's a few different ways they could go. How do you interpret that news, and what are you hoping for out of this?
I hope Danny McBride's not doing a comedy, like a spoofy 21 Jump Street or something version of G.I. Joe. That would be terrible.
Although 21 Jump Street was freaking amazing.
I know, but I mean, just don't do that to G.I. Joe.
There's a lot of things you could have pulled, and I would have agreed with you. Then you said 20. I was like, that's a really good.
It was a good movie. I will say
Better
that.
than
But I
Has
mean,
Any
I
Right
would say
to
like
Be.
spoofy it. Yeah, I don't want to spoof G.I. Joe.
No, we've had enough of
Starsky and
that.
Hutch, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got you, Mr. Bill.
I want to see a better version of Destro.
Okay, fair. I mean, there's definitely characters that can shine in that, right?
Although the what's his name, the guy that played Destro was, I just wish they would have done a better version of Destro.
Mm-hmm.
Like the actor was a good pick. It just, I saw an interview with him, and he was like, once he saw what they were doing, he was like, all right, I'm just phoning it in. He was like, I was excited at first. He's like, when he saw the way they were doing, he's like, I'm just phoning it in. But yeah, Destro would be, and Cobra Commander too. I mean,
I was not aware of. I was sorry. I'm totally ADHDing here. I just looked up Danny McBride's writing credits because I knew he wrote for The Righteous Gemstones, and I knew he wrote Eastbound and Down and that movie Your Highness back in the day, and Vice Principals, which I never watched. I heard it was good, but I never watched that. But I did not know that he wrote the 2018 Halloween, the 2021 Halloween Kills, and the 2022 Halloween Ends. And then he wrote The Exorcist Believer. By the way, I didn't. So those
kind
are
of a
not
horror writer.
Those are not comedy movies. But also, here are the ratings on his movies he's written. Exorcist Believer, 4.8 out of 10 stars. Halloween Ends, 5 out of 10 stars. Halloween Kills, 5.5 out of 10 stars. Halloween, which that's the one that brought back Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, for the first time in a while. I'm pretty sure. I think I watched that one recently. That one's actually not bad. 6.5 out of 10. So none of his Your Highness movie, which was terrible, 5.5 stars on that one. That's not a great track record. Kind of makes he must have had like a really killer idea for them to, maybe he came out and he's like, we got to do this. I can't do it, Danny.
Right.
I'm sorry. I totally interrupted you, but go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, I'm there with you with that concern. that was part of the concern I was saying. So
it was just so weird.
Yeah, it's a strange pick. But what do you want to see done better?
I mean, yeah, I'm with you on the character front. For me, it's just I really want them to do not an origin story, because I feel like that's sort of the first movie wasn't a complete origin story because they were all kind of already up and running, but obviously they didn't have like Duke hadn't joined the team yet, so it's kind of an origin story. I want to see him a little bit further along than that. Maybe
what if they did like a Weather Dominator type of story, or
maybe, but more important, what I want to see
jump in where they're already established.
I want to see an origin of Cobra.
Okay,
as like the introduction of Cobra to the world. G.I. Joe's already been a thing. They've already been like a Black Ops, Special Forces unit for a little while, enough that we don't have to like get that half the movie of them introducing the team, for example. I don't want that.
Right.
But I do think it'd be cool if we got, it could be the Weather Dominator. I think that honestly, though,
I was just saying that kind of a jumping on point where both things are already established. Both Cobra and the Joes are already established. They're a thing in the world.
The problem with G.I. Joe is, and I've had this belief for a while, is for a cartoon, it's fine. For a comic book, it's even fine. But you have to establish Cobra as a real world serious threat.
Right.
Because without that, it sort of feels like, what are we doing here? So Cobra has to be more serious. And I think the beauty of that is one of the best things about the G.I. Joe films, especially the first one. Was it The Rise of Cobra? Actually, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, who becomes Cobra Commander in that film, his story is by far the most interesting part of that movie.
Yeah.
And if you have a serious Cobra Commander who's not the the whiny little bee that he is in the cartoon, for example, and obviously he's much more serious in the comics. If you have a really serious Cobra Commander, don't worry about introducing anybody else, in my opinion, other than, I would say, Destro and Baroness. And I don't think you need Zartan in the first movie. I don't think you need Storm Shadow
later anyway in the comics and the TV show.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing: is people are gonna be like, well, what do you mean? Of course you need, but hold on, like think about it. What has every Transformers movie gotten wrong? They introduced too many characters in one movie. You know, like you got to really kind of zoom in.
That's what I start getting worried when they start doing that with like a superhero movie where you got way too many villains or something.
Right.
It's like
exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to get worried. We've got like 5 or 6 villains going on. It's gonna just get muddled.
Yeah, I mean, like you think about the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man. All you really had to worry about was Green Goblin, right? Yeah. And then primarily what you had to worry about in Spider-Man 2 was Doc Ock. That's the way, that was great. And then it started to become more and more villains.
But don't kill the characters off either. That's the thing. Like what did we see in Spider-Man No Way Home? It was great to have all of those characters be able to be recurring characters, right?
Yes,
don't fall into the trap of killing the bad guy. What do we do in Batman where we killed Talia and it's like, don't kill the bad guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
what's up, Comic Tropes? How you doing? We're talking about G.I. Joe.
A little thing you might have heard of.
You might. Well, if he knows about it, then that's half the battle right there. That's what I know.
And knowing it's half the battle.
We're talking about the movie adaptations and how we hope they handle it. I want a focused team of Joes with the primary characters. You got to have Duke. You got to have Snake Eyes. You got to have Scarlet. I'd say you got to have Lady J in there.
The first movie we had Duke and we had Airborne? Was it Duke and Airborne?
Yeah, it was Ripcord, I think.
Ripcord. Duke and
I think it was Ripcord.
I didn't think they had enough Joes in that one.
Yes. I mean, they also had Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Hawk. You had quite the cast.
Which is very like peripherally, like not playing huge parts in it.
No, it's half the battle. I love it. Oh, Comic Tropes. You mentioned this on a couple weeks ago on one of our streams where I think I briefly mentioned classified figures, like I picked up Hit and Run or whatever. Which, by the way, hey, I may as well do this since we're not doing really pickups.
Are they going to retroactively release the file cards, the ones they've already released?
There's Big Lob talking about G.I. Joe movies right there. Got him. Very excited to have him.
There we go.
But yeah, the file card thing actually, as a collector, kind of irritates me more than it's cool. It's like, first of all, they've always had the file cards on the retro package classified figures, which is awesome. I don't have a problem with that because they're a certain style. It's like a blown up version originally. You cut it out, it has a little tab on the top and everything with their name on it. But then now I saw the mock-ups and I was like, that's weird. Are they just doing it for these figures? Turns out they're doing it for all the new figures. But then the packaging, it's like changing the DVDs of The Office halfway through or The Simpsons, and you start getting different packaging for all the new. It's like, well, but I want the old figures file cards, and how do I get those now? And I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
So I said, are they going to retroactively release all the file cards to the other figures?
They should.
That would be a thing. Like, I'm sure they could sell a ton of printed pieces of cardboard.
Right. I know. I'm very curious to see why there's 2 movies. Again, I have a feeling, my gut says, that Max Landis is writing a team-based script, traditional G.I. Joe first movie of a new franchise, hopefully, and that Danny McBride might be focusing on one character or a group of characters or something like that.
What if they were taking it from 2 different points of view? Like one's going from the Joe, one's going from the Cobra point of view.
That'd be interesting.
Same universe.
That would be interesting. I would definitely be interested in seeing how that works.
Thing. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Ooh, that's cool. The blank sketch covers will have a file card section. All right.
Oh, that's cool.
I like that. Yeah, it's just one of those. It's one of those things where, as a fan, I'm excited, but the movies have been so lackluster that I really just need that. I need one to hit. Like all hit for a mass audience and for fans without being like, you don't have to hold my hand in nostalgia. you know, you don't have to have much going. I think a few classic vehicles, because I will say when they came out with the 2 live action movies besides the Snake Eyes Origins films, every time they showed a vehicle, it was like, what are we doing? Because that's you had all these crazy vehicles you could have drawn on from the franchise, and you just made all these weird, shitty looking vehicles.
Where's the his tank? Where's the right? You know,
yeah, you got to do at least a couple of the classics. Then it doesn't have to all be that way. That's what we were just talking about. That
they could even set it in the 80s or something, you know, where it's got the 80s vehicles, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And we can progress technologically from there, and all the advanced tech could be the newer vehicles that we have nowadays. But it's sci-fi-ish back then, you know.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of ways they could do it. I kind of hope that Danny McBride just had some amazing pitch for some unique story that got entertained, and they're like, you know what? Let's actually do that too. You know, hopefully that's the case. But, you know, the only thing that could get me excited just for a solo character movie off the top of my head would be doing the silent issue movie.
Silent issue movie.
Or at least have it be like the first act of a movie or something like that, right? Like that would be insane.
Well, the silent issue, like that whole string of events where like they captured Cobra Commander, and then he comes and he rescues Cobra Commander, and they kidnaps Scarlet, and that whole thing.
Yeah,
it's so good.
If you could kind of encompass that, and you know, let's say you have the first movie come out, introduces the team, and then you have this movie come out, kind of further thing. I guess I could kind of see that, but I don't know. Other than that, I mean, I would love to see the Cobra Island Civil War because it's my favorite storyline, but that's like 3 or 4 movies in, right? You don't do that.
I wouldn't mind them jumping in like midstream, like maybe we start the movie with Cobra Commander's been captured, and it's like they're talking about it on the news, like, hey,
maybe
the Joes captured Cobra Commander, and then we go to the silent issue kind of thing, the rescue of Cobra Commander, and
kidnapping
of Scarlet, and that whole thing.
I definitely don't want an origin story. Like, I just don't feel I don't need to see Guy gets introduced to the program. Like, I know it's a perfect vehicle for like you're following through his eyes, but we've done it and it didn't work.
But do you want to see Quinn and Dr. Venom?
You know what? The other part of me that was thinking about that was thinking the I can't remember the name of the storyline, the Terror and the Tundra or whatever it was called. The Quinn issue, you know, that oh my gosh, that would be fun because there's some real cat and mouse kind of stuff in there. But
it's kind of like The Thing when you watch that, when you read that episode, when you read that book, when you read that G.I. Joe #2, it's kind of like The Thing movie, you know.
Yeah.
Or it's like the outpost that's with all the dead scientists and everything. Like, did they go crazy? Did they kill each other? You know, it's like
right. Yeah. I think that would be fun. We were kind of talking about the Weather Dominator, Mass Device kind of plot lines. I mean, there's definitely some interesting stuff, of course, but it's hard to envision with how crappy Hollywood has become about handling stuff like this, that they want to mass market to everybody in the world. It's hard not to be cynical about it. I hope it's good. That's all I can say, I guess.
I love those miniseries too. The Weather Dominator and the Mass Device were just amazing as a kid.
Yeah. But I guess my knee-jerk reaction against them is more being like, I want more of the comic book than I do the animated show.
Well, yeah. I mean, those two though, when you take the show, like those 2 miniseries are so far and away different from the rest of the show.
Yeah,
it's like
that's true. It definitely does have a different tone after you finish those arcs. Hey, you know what we got to do before we sign off? We've got a whole bunch of amazing artwork from this community that we want to share. So before we do that, let's check out some of the amazing community artwork that you've shared in the past.
Sent from you to us, it's art for all. At Best Comics, we answer the call. Fans and creators, bold and smart. Join the line for Comic Con.
Maybe they have a movie based on the Deke cartoon episode where Joe and Cobra had a football game, or they could do the one which, as the Lieutenant Falcon fan, this one really hurts me. The one where Lieutenant Falcon got addicted to drugs.
Do the Viper.
Oh, just do a whole movie on that. That would be so dumb.
Just
I love it. Hey, I'm really excited to share. I appreciate that you can't wait to finish your comic book. What comic is it? What is it you're reading?
Yes.
Let us know. Hopefully it's not too gassy in there too. So this is community artwork that you all have shared with us. We're going to go back here a little bit because we had our claim sale show, so we didn't do community artwork on that. This first one's from Headless Hammerhead, who's been sharing some awesome art with us. Here's one he did for Rowan Atkinson on his 71st birthday, and he posted it on Instagram for his 71st birthday. That's a really good likeness there.
Good job.
Good job on that, Headless.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And he's even got
a t-shirt too.
I know, it's great. It's great. You did a good job.
Good job.
Erwin shared a few pieces.
Okay, Erwin, I gotta get that piece. That's
good. I like that a lot.
You know, I've been addicted to the Space Girl stuff lately.
Yeah, yeah, and I've been into it a lot since then as well. Yeah, they actually killed Headman. Yep. Hey, what's up, Archivist Adrift? How you doing? Headless did a commission here for a pet. Obviously, you can see that on the top corner there.
Nice.
The real life, and this is the kind of stuff he does if you want to commission him. Again, I posted that link into the chat if you want to go check it out. It's also in the description of the video. You can hit him up there. And then this is a practice sketch he did for somebody as well.
It's like one of Harley's hyenas.
So I was just gonna say, kind of could spin that off.
Bud and Lou.
Harley.
Yeah.
I know he's done some Harley before.
Very good.
And then he shared some of his son's school project he did. His history fair project was about Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. So he did this Kremlin thing by himself. He was really proud of that. So he wanted to show that off.
Very nice.
And then there's a reference picture of the Kremlin. So he did a really good job.
Yeah.
And then got one more from him. This is his daughter's take on Invisible Girl out of watercolor. He did the quick sketch and then she colored it.
Very nice.
Yeah. Getting the whole family involved. I love it.
Right.
I love it. Erwin shared some other art here. I didn't get any context on what all this is from, unfortunately, but it's still great art.
And
then this one,
that ghost. Yikes.
Yeah, that one got a lot of yeah. Even Headless was coming in. Love the blown out eye there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bigby, I think you bumped this one because Comics Limited had done this one, right? Or you would
we collabed on that one. Yeah. So he had done a picture of Batman and he's like, I'm ready. I'm just giving up on this picture. I can't get it right. And I was like, let me see your sketchbook. So I started working on the picture that he had done and reworking his idea. So I like it. He's like, I was thinking Grundy or Bane or Clayface. Yeah. And I was like, how about all three?
And then Catwoman in the background. Who is that? Joker's eyes up there? Whose eyes are up there?
Those are lamps up there at the top. And then
I thought they were. I totally thought they were eyes. Like
yeah, down the lamps. And then it's kind of just roughed in, and then Catwoman watching in the background.
Nice. I love it. And then this was another collab, right?
No, that's a commission.
Oh, this is I'm sorry, this was a commission. Okay.
Yeah, a commission for somebody's D&D character.
Nice.
So, buddy of mine.
Very well done. Yeah. I love the feet.
These big old dragon feet.
Yeah. It's just like a lot of detail there. They're like the anatomy. Very cool. And then so you worked on this one on the art stream, it looks like?
Yeah, I finished that one on Sunday. So one came out pretty good.
Right on.
Got Galactus there, his shadow on the planet.
Oh yeah. That's nice. That's a good detail. Right on, man. Gosh, is that wow? I thought we had more for some reason.
Yeah, I thought we had some more. I asked Trap to put some stuff in, but I guess maybe he was busy tonight. So
scroll back up. You guys can check out some of the previous stuff. So this is all in that community art channel. It goes back a couple of years now. Tons and tons of submissions. Yeah. I'll post that link in the chat one more time if you guys want to go in and check it out at your leisure. You can kind of see it, pixel peep and all that stuff. Commission the artists in here if you want to get a piece from them. I won't show it yet because it's still in the rough phases, but I'm still working on that Man Thing commission for Barbarian Kung Fu. It's coming along. I need to finish it up before the convention this weekend.
I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's going to turn out really good. It's going to be the best I can do anyway.
I have faith that it's going to look awesome.
Super Lady Gamer, glad to see that your children can draw as well.
Yeah, they're welcome to post stuff in there for you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So yeah, I'll be at Emerald City Comic Con this Saturday. Come say hi. It's 11 o'clock is the time of the panel in room 346. How to start collecting comics. The approach is kind of like, hey, listen, you watched one of those superhero movies we talked about earlier in the show. What do you do now? That's kind of the prompt for the panel. Again, Comic Tom 101, Joel the Geek, DJ Kirkland, and I need to learn the new person's name because we had somebody fill in.
Fill in.
If I was sick from work on Saturday, maybe I'd be at your panel. That's a possibility. I think that you could be sick on Saturday. It's very possible. I need to remember this person's name, so I need to commit it to memory now. It is Lori, aka Pinky on Instagram. The handle is PinkyOFY. And they do comics, cosplay, theater, fashion, and loves the color pink. So check them out.
Jay.
Oh, hey, we do have Jay in the chat. And then DJ Kirkland, I don't know if I mentioned him earlier, Comic Tom 101, and Joel the Geek. So pretty cool panel. We're going to be talking about comics, and we'd love to see you there. If you're going to be at Emerald City Comic Con in general, just hit me up.
What did Jay say?
Jay says, did he miss Anna or Sydney? So you're going to get a little bit of quick love here for Anna and Sydney, but not the full Monty.
And with your smoky eyes dancing through ballerina, kiss me good.
You're muted.
That's it. That's all you get. I stopped it early, so it muted me. You didn't hear me in the middle there. Oh, don't hurt your ankle before the move. Yes, it's at 11 a.m. Yeah. And then nice. Glad to hear it. Hey, what's up, Comic Vet? How you doing? Thanks for being here.
Hey, sir. How you doing?
Long time no talk. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lots of fun comic news. If you missed most of the show, you can always check it on the rewind. We talked about the G.I. Joe films coming. We talked about Boom and their big changes with returnability, and I guess we didn't really mention the thank you variants that they're going to have available for shops. But I think that's good for shops, so I'm pro that.
Yeah.
We get more awesome covers out of it probably, which is cool. And we recapped a little bit of the Paramount and Warner Brothers stuff and what it could mean. And we talked about a young artist passing away, unfortunately. So unfortunately, some bad news and some good news, but a lot of positive stuff that we can look forward to with comic books and TV shows and all kinds of fun stuff. And got a comic convention coming up this weekend. So definitely.
Hey, that's good news. That's good.
Definitely come check that out. That's always good for everybody. It is a shameless tease, but I do need to create short versions of those anyway. So it's giving me inspiration to do that. Let's open it up right now in the comments, in the chat here. We're in the comments later after the video. If you want one more sizzle reel for somebody else we mention all the time, or, another person out there, a character, something like that, let's hear it. Cause if I'm going to go and rework those, I may as well make one more for somebody else so we can kind of change it up from those two ladies every once in a while.
Channing Tatum, that's who it is.
Channing Tatum. Okay, so there's our first vote is Channing Tatum, the roof man himself. It's all just going to be clips of him from This Is the End. Oh God, Jay says Brianna Torres. Okay, yeah, that would probably be interesting. Space Cabbie, there you go. Space Cabbie, I like it. I'm surprised you didn't say Paste Pot Pete. Comic tropes. So let's see. I know you're going to have live art shows coming up the following Sunday. Do you want to talk about that?
Actually, this Sunday we will not have a live art show. So,
well, I stand corrected.
Yeah, because the person who hosts it's going to be at your convention. So
Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense. So he's going all 3 days, or
I have a plan to meet up with one of our regulars here in our chat. So to do some comic trading. So I will be AFK as well. So yeah, but
nice.
I was going to say, it's been a while since we said share your love of comics. I gave those My Little Ponies to a guy at work, and now his kids are addicted. So I bought him some more dollar bin books today. So he was like, "Oh my God, what have you started?" I get home and it's like, Dad, read us this, read us that. So now he's like, I go, no, you got to tell him to. Now, while I'm at work, you guys need to make a comic and read it to me when I get home. So
I like that a lot.
So, yeah,
I like that
there
a
we
lot.
go. Riley Reed. There we go.
Oh,
Tracy
wow.
Lords.
Okay. All right. You guys are going for it. I'll give you that much. So we're seeing lots of interesting votes here. Yeah. All right. I'll see what I can do with that.
Can you find some appropriate stuff that we can actually show?
It'll be tough with pretty much all of those, except for Space Gabby. Tracy Lords. Yeah, or are you talking about Riley Reed? I don't know. Y'all are crazy. I love all of you, by the way. So yeah, we've got a lot going on. We'll be talking about more comic book news here next week at 8 p.m. Pacific.
Are you hunting for anything in particular while you're up there?
I am so broke. I will probably pick up like one or two little things, or whatever catches my eye. I am probably going to be struggling to get around. I hear it's a lot of walking at this show. I'm going to try to take the light rail in to get to the first building where I got to pick up my pass, and then I got to walk like a block basically to get to the other building. I'm not moving around that well these days, so that's going to be kind of tough for me. So I don't know how much in a good mood I'll be for walking around the entire show floor after that. I'll want to mostly probably go to Artist Alley and see if I can, meet a couple people or something.
Well, that's where James is going to be hanging out. He's going to be hanging out with Todd Beats. So
okay, they'll be at his table.
Yeah.
All right,
he's
definitely go.
He's going to be providing security.
Clint Howard. Now we're talking. I don't know if that's just an unfortunate typo, but we can utter all kinds of things. But what we couldn't show are udders with a D, unless you mean
cows,
actual cows udders, which I mean we could, I guess. Be interesting. Yeah, goat udders. I mean, there's
sizzle reel for goat udders. There we go.
I like the Clint Howard one the most so far. Just like really go left field with it. So yeah, if you'll be at Emerald City Comic Con, hit me up on social media, like DM me or you can email me at thebronzeagenerd@gmail.com if you want. And can definitely try to meet up with you if you want to.
Sizzle reel for Charlie Day.
Yeah. There you go. Or if you just want to avoid me, I'll let you know where I'll be, so you can kind of avoid me that way too. And we'll
wide berth
with a new show. Appreciate all of you being here. Share it out with your friends if you'd be so kind. We've definitely noticed kind of a dip in viewership the last couple of weeks. We'd love to see more of you in here. We're glad you're here though. Yeah. We'll be back. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe and keep reading comics.